I spent my high school years being taught everything in isiXhosa. I left high school only understanding basic English, and therefore I only learned how to speak English in university. I was able to get away with not knowing how to speak English for a few months into university because I basically forced everyone around me to speak my home language, which is isiXhosa. My closest friends throughout university were Xhosa speakers. Okay, my turning point was when I had to go for a bursary interview at one of the big 4 audit firms. And for the first time, I had to have a one-on-one with a white person speaking English. Until that point, I did not realize how bad my English was. Firstly, the guy looked me straight in the eye, and as a person who grew up in a traditional home where looking people straight in their eyes for a very long time is seen as disrespect, that was really uncomfortable. And secondly, I had to translate every single word from isiXhosa to English before opening my mouth. Of course, I didn't get the bursary, and they gave me a training contract because audit firms will always be audit firms. This video is actually inspired by a question that I got from one of my Q&As that I did on Twitter last year. Someone said that they are struggling to get a job because every time they go to interviews, they struggle to articulate themselves. And they asked for tips on how to improve their English. And therefore today I'll be giving you guys 5 tips that are going to help you improve English, and these are actually tips that worked for me. But before I do that, please subscribe to my channel, please like this video so that it can be recommended to other people, and please comment with any other tip that you think is really important and a tip that really helped you improve your English. Okay, let's get to it. The first tip is to watch movies, listen to podcasts, listen to radio in English. And this is actually one of the laziest and easiest way to learn English because you're being entertained while learning as well. The second tip is that you need to read. Okay, I love storytelling and therefore I read a lot of African literature. And this really helped me because I learned new words through reading. Okay, so I'd really advise that you guys read. And the trick here is to read out loud because that forces you to pronounce the words. Okay, if you don't like reading, still read newspapers, but the trick is to read out loud. The third tip is to write down every new word that you come across. Okay, you write down that word, you check the synonyms, the tenses, and how that word is used in sentences. That's how you're going to accumulate new words and learn new words that you're going to be using going forward. The fourth tip is probably the most important one of them all, and that is to find people to practice your English to. Okay, you'll understand that there's a huge difference between understanding English and actually opening your mouth and speaking the language. I am saying find people to practice to speak the language to because when I became intentional about learning how to speak English, I was already in university at one of the top universities in Africa where everyone is smart, everyone is capable. And I did not want to be known as that girl who speaks broken English. So that's how I was able to get away with not knowing the language for a very long time because I forced everyone around me to speak my home language. Talk to your Uber driver, talk to a security guard, a stranger at the bus station, at the train station. The point is you need to practice. And strangers are the people that I found it was easy to practice to or with because they didn't know me. The fifth and the last tip is that you need to train yourself to think in English. And this is going to help you not have to translate every word from your home language to English. Words are going to come easily because you already think in English. One thing I want to say is that if your job does not only require you to work with hands, if you're working at a job that requires you to communicate with people, you can never get away with not knowing English. And guys, you can be the most brilliant person in the room, but if you cannot articulate yourself, if you cannot communicate effectively, we will not know that. People are not going to know that you're intelligent. Okay, so I'm hoping that this video is going to help you, and again, please subscribe to my channel, please like this video, and please comment with any other tip that I might have missed. Thank you very much. See you on my next video. Bye.